Well, at least it's not the WB. So, the skin is accepting mail on behalf of other organs? Eugene, I thought this was hygiene.
But Virginia washing himself. Why? So he'll be clean. Why? Oh, just because.
Because he's tired of being handled by filthy children.
Hey, Virginia, come on up and wash before I start my bath.
All right, Fred.
Domestic abuse. Get him started young.
Let's go upstairs. Wait, Virginia. I can wash right here. Look.
This kid is going to spend his whole life using the special scissors.
Why? That's just silly. Why? Oh, because. Come on, Billy.
Ooh, head lice.
Virginia doesn't know the answer to Billy's question. Let's see if we can explain it.
Using really small words.
You and I have a coat of armor that protects our bodies from the outside world.
Designed by Tony Stark.
We wash it with soap and water. Why? Well, there's a special reason.
But I'm not going to tell you what it is.
Look at your skin through a magnifying glass. It looks like it's full of tiny holes, doesn't it? These holes are called pores. Some have little hairs growing out of them.
You'll find a lot more of these hairs after your voice changes.
But did you know that you really have two skins?
One life for yourself and one for your dreams.
The one you see is the outer skin. It's the toughest part of this coat of armor. Underneath it is another layer, the inner skin.
Inside of which mole people have lived for generations.
This is a layer of fat.
That's where the ho-hos wind up.
In this fatty layer are sweat glands, lots of them all over your body. There are special kinds of sweat glands under your arms and in other parts of your skin.
And no matter how many sweat glands you have, your college roommate will have more.
To the outside air. Most of the time, the sweat dries as fast as it comes out, but sometimes it collects in little drops. The air dries this sweat, and that helps to keep you cool.
We'll be seeing some cool Canadian air blowing in from the northwest. Hope you don't put those sweaters away yet.
Every hair grows from a tiny root. These roots are in the fatty layer, too. Around the
Hey,
hair,
3 plugs. It's grounded.
The skin are oil glands. They open on the outer skin like the sweat glands. These openings are some of the pores that you can see in your skin. The oil made in these glands spreads over your skin and helps to keep it soft.
These little buggers keep the Clearasil company in business.
When you get dirty, the dirt sticks in this oil. Germs do, too. You can't get them off with plain water.
Try hydrochloric acid.
To get off this mixture of oil, dirt, and germs, you have to use soap. Soap has a special way of cutting into the oil. It breaks the oil up into tiny drops and surrounds each drop. When you wash off the soap, the oil, dirt, and germs come off with it, and your skin is fresh and clean.
But you'll never wipe off this shame.
Wash with soap. From the time you were born, you have this living coat of armor. It keeps out germs and dirt as long as it isn't broken or cut.
Don't toy with
You
me,
have
woman!
many kinds of skin. Your fingernails are a kind of hardened skin. Even your hair is a kind of skin.
This is what anatomy class sounds like if you're stoned.
Skin. That's still another reason why the care of the skin is so important.
And if you live in the 50s, make sure you're white. It's a big help.
Your skin can get sick just like any part of your body. And when it does, a doctor can help it to get well. But if you keep your skin clean, there's less chance that a disease will be able to get started.
Never let strange men put you in a
This
diaper.
boy's skin has a disease called eczema. If it isn't taken care of, it may get dangerously infected.
He couldn't quite explain it. It had always just been there.
Like this are painful and hard to get rid of.
Kid's a freaking Batman villain.
This is athlete's foot. To guard against it, keep your toes dry and clean. And chapped hands can come from a little thing like
Masturbation.
carefully. Virginia knows how to take care of her skin. She washes her hands at least 4 times a day. She washes everywhere.
Out! Out, damn spot!
Plenty of soap and warm water. She knows that germs like to hide under fingernails. A stiff fingernail brush gets them out. It brushes the cuticle off her nails, too, and leaves her nails bright and pretty.
Virginia scrubs for hours to get the slaughterhouse smell off her hands.
Soapy washcloth keeps from splashing water. She washes her face at least every morning and evening. She rubs gently all over her face.
Must scrub off those evil freckles.
Her hair, she rubs carefully to get all the dirt out of the pores so they won't clog. Here's a place where dirt collects pretty fast. She washes her ears, inside and behind, every time she washes her face.
Does this girl even own a bathtub?
And now her neck. She gets the front of it, and she doesn't forget the back. You won't ever find a high water mark on Virginia's neck after she has washed herself.
Who is it?
Hurry up, Virginia. I want to wash.
I'll be ready in a minute, Billy.
Virginia stresses out over raising her two little brothers. Her only escape is to curl up in the bubble bath with a Cosmo.
And then she uses the washcloth to take the soap off her face. She's careful to get every bit of it off. Soap left on the skin makes it feel dry and tight, and makes it easier for the skin to chap.
Remember, chapped skin is for communists.
She gets all the soap out of her ears and from behind her ears, too. And then she rinses her neck, the front of her neck, and the back.
Virginia's obsessive-compulsive disorder begins to take its toll on the rest of the family.
Now, a final rinsing to get all the soap and dirt out of the washcloth before she hangs it up to dry. She rinses the basin, too, so it will be clean and neat for the next person who uses it.
And that makes her dirty, which starts the whole process over again.
Not that it matters to Billy. As far as he's concerned, he's been waiting much too long already.
Billy killed their parents for the insurance money, and now only Virginia stands between him and the loot.
Just as important as washing. A good job of drying leaves the skin more comfortable and helps to prevent chapping.
This is what people had to do before Bath and Body Works.
When Virginia's through, she hangs up her towel. So it will dry, and because it looks better that way. Billy's learning to use plenty of soap and water when he washes.
Billy wouldn't survive 5 minutes in prison.
It's like that kitten started something.
And remember, if someone's using the toilet, you can always pee in the sink.
Turn next. He likes to take his bath every night before going to bed. He uses plenty of warm water, not too hot, and plenty of soap, too. He works up a good lather all over his body.
He's being careful not to wash out the Brill
He's
cream.
especially careful to do a good job where the skin sweats a lot. Perspiration sometimes leaves an odor here. Feet need special attention, too. They often sweat inside the shoes.
Fred takes care to shave his legs just like Mom taught him.
And now for his back. A long-handled brush with soap on it is a handy thing if you can't reach far enough without it.
Unfortunately, Fred is poor and needs to use the
When
toilet
all
brush.
lathered up, he rinses the soap off. He's just as careful to get it all off as Virginia is. Fred bathes every day during the summer and at least 3 times a week during cold weather.
Every time Fred feels that spot on his back, he's reminded of that terrible night aboard the alien spacecraft.
A brisk rub down with a large soft towel tops off the bath. It speeds up the flow of fresh oil from the oil glands to help keep the skin soft. And what's more, it gives you that tingling feeling that feels so good after your bath.
Mrs. Stewart, Fred just mooned the whole class.
Fred's careful to dry between his toes. Leaving them damp might let the athlete's foot fungus get started.
It's all the fault of dirty, filthy germs. They want to kill us all.
Fred's bath takes only a few minutes.
And then it's back to his cell.
It's in the way he feels. And now, a final look at the bathroom. Towels folded and hung up to dry, no ring around the tub, and the basin rinsed and clean. Fred's ready to turn in for the night.
Unfortunately, it's now morning, so it's time for him to get ready for school.
Virginia's ready for bed, too. They both know that plenty of rest, anything that helps your health, helps your skin, too.
And yet, none of these kids brushed their teeth.
Billy's fast asleep. Well, he should have been asleep long ago. Seems that he has
Ah,
a
damn
problem.
streetlight! Am I original recipe or extra tasty crispy?
Oh well, someday, Billy, you'll find out why people wash with soap.
And why Dad doesn't want you looking at his special magazines.